Well, another 100 degree day today. I finally got done with that tray of relics and rings and jewelry. Already took the jewelry upstairs, but this is how many coins I got out of this box here. It was heaping full of junk, well, finds that I got. And I went through half of this one here. Half of this bin was full here, and I got that many coins from half that bin there. This is all the non-ferrous, like the lead, the bullets, the batteries, stuff that I'm gonna be recycling. Lead, lots of lead, big chunk of lead here, right? Mason lids, a few relics here, like that right there. That is a freaking awesome find. Found that in the middle of a farm field. Just poking his head out, looking at me, right? But this is freaking awesome, man. I dug that up in a farm field too. I think these two came from the same farm field. I think so. I believe so. But just put all these coins. I'll put them in my 5-gallon buckets that I have full of coins. I have several 5-gallon buckets full of coins. I'll eventually get to cashing them in. And that's what I thought. I thought that these two bins right here were going to fill up one a little bit of junk there. That's my junk down there, right? There's a 7-gallon bucket down there full of junk. Well, I found these buckles here. I'll be saving these buckles. That one, I don't know why I'm saving that. I have a whole bunch of those. Those aren't very good, but these ones are freaking epic, man. Awesome. Awesome. Put those in my display case. Be very careful with them. All right. But I'll say about probably a couple $100 worth. I threw all the zinc pennies away that will not last a few years inside of my buckets. That's what I usually do. I usually just throw away the zinc pennies that are just too corroded. And I do find a lot of them that are too corroded to keep, right? Because they just deteriorate if they've been inside of a bucket full of coins for a lot of years. I have, I think, three 5-gallon buckets that are full of coins. I can't even pick them up. I haven't moved them in years, so I've just been filling them up, and then the other day I tried to pick one of them up and I couldn't pick it up. It was so heavy. Actually, one of my buckets actually broke a few years back and spilled out all over the place, so I had to replace it with a different bucket because I've had them in those buckets for so many years, right? And I'm on my 4th bucket. You know, over 20 something years of detecting. You know, you get a lot of coins, and there's probably a lot of Wheaties in here, maybe some silver coins, probably some silver nickels. But you know, when I retire, just the metal content will be enough to get me through my retirement, if I ever do retire. But if I do die before I retire, somebody gets a bunch of crusty zincs, right? But about 20 years ago or so, I was thinking, you know, if I save all my clad, and stay with me here on this, right? Oh, there's a crusty zinc penny that can just go. There's a lot of zinc pennies in there in the garbage that I'm just throwing away. And stay with me here, right? If I would save a whole bunch of coins 20 years ago, right? By the time I'm 90 years old, all those coins, the metal content in them would be worth a lot of money, right? Because zinc is mined along with nickel, right? Nickel zinc mines and lead mines. And I want to save all these coins as long as I can, right? Because they'll be very, very valuable. Just the metal content, right? And there's probably some coins in there that'll be valuable by the time I'm 90 years old, right? I'm not going to spend any of my money. And by the time I'm 90 years old, we won't have coins anymore, right? the way it's going right now, it's going to be all digital, right? Everybody's going to have a card because it costs so much money. This one copper penny costs 2.5 cents to manufacture, right? Just the metal content in it, just the copper content in that is like a penny and a half, you know. And I have a lot of clad that's worth a lot more money than its face value, right? I just throw all the coins in there, right? Pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters. I was throwing away all my zinc pennies for quite a few years, but I said, nah, I'll just keep them. I mean, if they're not crusty, super crusty, I'll just throw them in the jar there. There's another key there. Partial key. That's how many keys I got from these two bins here. Got this Clash pen. Look at that. It's Clash, man. The Clash. Some music group. It's a band. Another little spoon there. That one Jim and I found in the river with the magnet. Actually, it's an old knife. Cool, man. There's a golf tee. One of two that Jim has found in the last couple years. Or it's a golf tee. I don't know what it's called, but it's something to do with golf. A little bit of jewelry in there. Look at this gremlin, man. It's a supercharged gremlin car. Remember those cars back in the days? They had square backs on them. It's kind of munched, but I think I might keep that one. I'm not sure. Well, I'm definitely keeping the Batmobile. That one's going in my display case. I found that one up on top of Jewelry Hill. That's freaking awesome, man. But, you know, this is the reality of metal teching, man. Just a lot of junk. I already filled up, just from half of this right here, this was half full. This bin was half full, and this one was heaping. I already emptied out almost a full 7-gallon bucket full of junk. A lot of foil. I mean, I dig up a lot of foil. You guys see me in my videos. And every time I go through my gear, every time I go through my finds, you know, I'm like, why do I dig up so much foil? Because the reason why I dig up so much foil, is it worth it? Is it worth digging those low tones? Is it worth digging those foily tones up? I think it is. Believe it or not, because some of these targets were masked by foil, and foil masks targets. So if you don't get the foil out, you might not be able to get some of these ink pennies out, right? And that's how many pull tabs I got. All right. There might even be a ring in here. So I don't know. There's a little jewel right there. Look at that little jewel, a red jewel. See, you can never get it all out. There's a bullet right there. Some brass. Some more junk right there. A zipper pull. Some aluminum, some junk aluminum. I don't really keep my aluminum. I just throw it away. Right. I only keep the brass because the brass is what's gonna. There's another bullet casing right there. There's my spoons that I picked out of here. Spoons and forks. Oh, there's a crusty zinc penny I forgot. Right in the garbage. All right. There's the forks and spoons that I've gotten. Not very many of them, but I do have a lot of spoons. So there might even be some jewelry in here. So I don't know. If I don't really spot jewelry right off the bat, you know, I just pitch it. There's a chromie right there. I'll just throw that away with these pull tabs, right? Just kind of brush through it. There's some lead right there. I'm not gonna throw the lead away. That's some lead fishing sinkers on some fishing line there. No, I don't really see any jewelry in there. But there probably is some jewelry. There might even be a ring in there. But I'm not going to mess with it, right? I've already spent so many hours sitting here. Sitting right in this seat right here. Sorting all this crap out. Oh, there's another ring pull. What I'll do is I'll just... Ooh, I got to be careful with those buckles, those iron buckles down there. I don't want to have them break on me, right? Stuff over there, a bit further. So, Oh, there's some more fishing line right there. Might be some lead. Yeah, there's some more lead right there. Just right there, some more lead. Okay. Well, that looks like it's about it, right? Can't believe I got it done. That was a lot of work. Oh, I see another dime right there. Another dime. Look at that. Okay. Some lead, no. That's pretty much it. Yep. In the garbage it goes, right? Well, these XB boxes work good for something. So let's look and see what we got here. Some of the lead. Harmonica reed, I don't know. I'll just probably recycle that one. I might keep that one. It's not really a full one, so another cool find there. Lantern parts. There's a horseshoe right there. I have my horseshoes in a different spot there. A lot of batteries. You know, I find a lot of batteries, so some bottles here too. Put this bottle in here. There's some other bottles that I got. I just haven't cleaned them up. Gotta be kind of careful with them. These ones aren't really in very good shape. There's a perfume bottle there. These aren't really that great of bottles. Some kind of food that I left in the bag there, kind of nasty. These ones I'll probably just end up throwing away. Some mustard jar, Ben-Hur mustard. Yeah, Listerine jars. I'll probably just end up throwing those away. Probably all this glass away, except for this little jar here. You know, everybody has different treasure that they're going for, right? And if you get into this hobby to get rich, you're gonna be really disappointed, man. You're not gonna get rich, right? Mainly what I dig up is junk, as you saw it right there, you know. It doesn't depress me finding all this stuff, but I've gotten several gold rings that are not here, right? A lot of gold rings, a lot of silver rings, lots and lots of jewelry. You know, all those pull tabs, you know, jewelry sounds like pull tabs. And, you know, these coins, you know what you're digging up. When you hit a coin, yeah, you know what you're hitting. But usually around a lot of coins, you're going to find some jewelry. You know, the places where I found the most coins, I always find jewelry. Just to give me. It's a give me. Jewelry is around lots of coins. Rings. And one of those rings could be gold. You know, I've said it before in the past in my videos, you know, if you're going for the deep silver, you know, you're probably digging out a lot of deep junk, right? A lot of deep nails, and, you know, all metal detectors dig up, you know, hit on deep, big stuff, you know, and the deep, big stuff you still got to get out because it could be something epic, right? An epic relic. And if you're going for the deep silver, you know, you have a machine, you know, I got the deepest machine on the market. Sure, you might have the deepest machine on the market, but you know what? You're going to be digging up a lot more of this stuff than I do, right? A lot of junk, a lot of iron. And one silver coin is worth like $1.20, right? Not worth very much money. And if you're going for that deep silver, you are going to be digging up a lot of junk. You're going to be spending a lot of time digging out targets deep because they take longer to dig out, right? And you're spending a lot of time digging deep junk out. All it takes is one little ring. An average size ring is like $150, $200. How many silver coins are you going to dig up to equal that one gold ring? Over 100 silver coins to equal one gold ring. And the gold rings, I don't find gold rings very deep, right? I swing fast and I just go for it, right? Dig out all the surface stuff. That's where you're gonna find the rings, because rings usually don't go too deep in grass. that the grass suspends rings in the soil, right? With coins, there's nothing to really grab onto. With rings, the coins sink deep, you know, and the rings, the grass roots have a lot to hold on to, so it keeps it up in the soil further, right? And if you're going for that deep stuff, and you know, you see all these guys on YouTube digging up all this deep silver and stuff, you know, that's out in farm fields, and that's pretty tough work, because I can't tell you how many thousands of videos I've made in farm fields, and I just delete them because I get 0 targets, right? You have to have a lot of patience to dig in farm fields, man, and until you find a good spot, you know, a good spot that's, you know, a lot of iron in it. And still, even then, you know, there's a lot of junk in farm fields. You know, some people get lucky and they find a good hot spot, a good farm field. But in my area, there's not really a lot of old property. You know, 1850s, you know, they basically started moving in this area. They started really pioneering this area in the 1850s, so I don't have anything from the 1700s, nothing from the 1700s here, right? It's just a fact about it, you know. Not everybody has really epic places to dig on, but if you're getting in metal detecting and you want to go deep, you better be prepared to dig up a lot of deep chunk. If you want to get the shallow stuff, there's a lot of shallow stuff that's freaking epic, and it'll pay your metal detector off. And it's still just fun, you know. I have fun doing all this stuff, you know. I think it's well worth it, you know. I'm cleaning up the ground, getting all these contaminants out of the ground, you know, lead, and finding stuff like this, you know. When I find something like that, it makes my freaking day. You know, treasure is in the eyes of the beholder, and that is freaking one of my best finds this year, right? Just because I know some kid wore this, man. Oh, that's just awesome. You know, a lot of this other stuff is going to be scrapped out. Just lead. Model T valve stem. I might keep that one. I have a few of them in here. A lot of lead. You know, batteries, you know, that I extract out of the ground. People throw these batteries away. This one is actually from my pin pointer, but this battery here, you know, rechargeable battery has bad stuff in it, right? And there's a few more batteries down here somewhere. Rechargeable batteries, right?